Hi Gabby, I enjoyed your post. I thought you had some good responses for this week's discussion. I also enjoyed the story that you talked about the boy who had been diagnosed with diabetes and how he had a really bad reaction to that and how that actually harmed him and wasn't helping his condition or his outlook on life. And I think the way you react to things determines how it really affects you in the long run, and how in his dream the statue of Buddha, when it was struck with the dagger, instead of letting it destroy him, it grew larger and made the dagger look like a tiny speck on his chest, and so it really wasn't hurting him. And so I think that would be a good idea to discuss that story with Calvin, and because Marie noting that he seemed to be in spiritual distress, he was probably letting his diagnosis kind of destroy his spirit and how he was feeling. But, there is a good way that, the rest of the time he has left, even while facing this terminal illness, he could let his diagnosis not affect him in such a drastic way and still enjoy the time he has left. I think having that discussion with Calvin, like you said, if you were Marie, you would have that discussion with him. And I think that's a really good idea. I think it would be a very difficult discussion. And I know I would feel uncomfortable talking about something so deep like that with him. But I think it would have a good outcome, probably. And then the story you were talking about the flower being like squished or not allowed to bloom because the rock was on top of it. I think I liked your view on this story, and I think it would be a good idea to discuss kind of things with Calvin, because if he was a flower, he has bloomed, and talking about what he has accomplished in life and what he's proud of would be a good conversation, I think, because seeing that he has bloomed, he has maybe been able to accomplish a lot, and that, as you said, even though he, like, quote, bloomed only for a short time, at least he was able to bloom and do some good things in his life, and looking back on it, hopefully he will be at peace with the way things went. Thanks for your post.